Did China try stealing an American chopper in Taiwan? This question is buzzing in Washington, D.C., courtesy a report by the Taipei Times. The report states that Chinese spies approached a Taiwanese army officer. They offered him $15 million to defect to China along with a military chopper. Which chopper? The CH-47F Chinook Helicopter, a US-made aircraft which is also used by the Taiwanese army. So, did the officer defect? And was the chopper stolen? Let's just break down what that report states. 1. The spies approached a lieutenant colonel named Hesse, based in the Army's Aviation and Special Forces Command. Number 2, the spies proposed evacuating the officer's family to Thailand in case of a cross-strait conflict. And in return, the officer was asked to pilot a CH-47 Chinook helicopter to a Chinese aircraft carrier in the Taiwan Strait. The carrier in question was expected to be staging drills close to the waters, 24 nautical miles off Taiwan. The officer initially declined it, but eventually accepted the proposal after the spies offered to deposit $1 million immediately. The officer even proposed that the PLA stage the drills near the Taiwanese city of Kaohsiung in order to avoid getting intercepted. Investigators uncovered the espionage ring in April, leading to the arrest of the officer and other implicated individuals. Taiwan's Minister of National Defense, Chiu Kyo-cheng, acknowledged the revelations. He addressed the significant impact of Beijing's attempts to entice Taiwanese individuals. He also assured the media that the military would transparently share information and collaborate with the courts to manage the repercussions in such cases. The minister also emphasized that the Taiwanese military has bolstered its response measures against various espionage methods employed by China. Now, here's the thing. China's espionage activities in Taiwan are not new. Time and again, it has tried to entice Taiwanese officials into leaking critical information from Taipei. In fact, a thorough examination of court records has revealed that at least 21 active or retired Taiwanese officials with ranks starting from captain and higher have been convicted of espionage. Then, in November, another report was released. It claimed that Beijing's espionage endeavors have escalated and broadened their scope beyond military domains. And the report added that at least 16 people in Taiwan have been accused of espionage since the beginning of 2023. This is a colossal rise, given that there were just 44 recorded espionage cases between 2013 and 2019. So how should we view these developments? Has China escalated its espionage activities in Taiwan? Well, it most certainly has. You see, these reports coincide with the lead-up to Taiwan's presidential election, which is scheduled for January 2023. So China is engaging in these activities essentially in a bid to disrupt the election process. And we are hardly surprised. In recent months, after all, China has been engaging in more rhetoric and chest thumping as far as Taiwan is concerned. It has also been muscle flexing and showing off its military capabilities. In fact, a few months back, China released a new documentary. It aimed to show the army's preparation to attack Taiwan. And this was no ordinary documentary, by the way. It had soldiers pledging to give up their lives if needed. It featured personal accounts of numerous PLA soldiers from different services and locations. The documentary also showcased the PLA's joint shore drills, which simulated precision strikes against Taiwan. The documentary was titled Zhu Meng, or Chasing Dreams. That's not even all. 4 months back, China's highly secretive civilian spy agency launched its account on a major social media platform, calling on all members of the society to join its fight against espionage. Also to encourage civilians to become spies for the nation. In return, it offered protection to those who provide information. In other words, it asked the citizens to inform about suspected foreign spies. And now you have Taiwan busting a Chinese spy operation. Clearly, Beijing is up to something big. ahead of Taiwan's elections. And our next story is from the United States, which is gearing up for its presidential election. The Republicans and the Democrats are going all out in ensuring that they get to run the White House. And amid the political contest, the incumbent US President Joe Biden seems to have found a secret weapon. A weapon that he is relying on to win another term. What is the story of this weapon? What is it all about? Our next report tells you.
The race to the White House has begun. US President Joe Biden is running for re-election.
I ran for president.
His biggest challenger remains Donald Trump. He has taken a clear lead in election campaigning, as Biden's approval ratings scrapes at the bottom of the barrel. So, guess what the Democrats are doing to amplify Biden's prospects of winning? They're relying on a secret weapon: Hillary Clinton. Yes, the former Secretary of State is being utilized as a reinforcer in Biden's re-election campaign, as a key player in ensuring that Democrats win. Just look at some developments. 2 weeks back, Clinton pushed an op-ed in The Atlantic, making a case for Biden's political approach on the ongoing war between Israel and Hamas. By doing so, Clinton put her credibility on the line, as progressive Democrats demand a ceasefire. 2 weeks before this, Clinton was on a Columbia University panel when a heckler tried disrupting the event. How did the former state secretary respond? She responded by shutting the heckler down. And on the final Monday in November, Clinton attended a fundraiser for Biden, organized by the Women's Leadership Forum. The event raised just shy of $1 million for Biden's re-election effort. These developments have made one thing absolutely clear, that the 2016 Democratic presidential nominee is slowly becoming one of the most prominent and influential surrogates in Biden's campaign. We're hardly surprised. As a former Secretary of State, Clinton has all the bona fides to provide Biden political cover, especially given the Israel-Hamas war and the ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict. That said, Biden and Clinton have not always been close. In 2016, she elbowed him out of running for the White House. 6 years on, Biden is thirsty for political allies. His approval ratings are at an all-time low. Anti-incumbency seems to have creeped in heavily. And he is running neck and neck against a wrecking ball, former US President Donald Trump. In a nutshell, Biden needs all the support he can get right now. So he's relying on Hillary Clinton, utilizing her star power to get a political boost. And why just her? Biden is also receiving the support of Hillary's husband, former US President Bill Clinton, as well as Barack Obama and former First Lady Michelle Obama. In fact, last month, the Clintons and Michelle Obama accompanied Biden to a memorial service for former First Lady Rosalind Carter. Around the same time, Bill Clinton sat down with Argentina's president-elect, serving as a high-profile surrogate for Joe Biden. This only proves the kind of unity that has crept in among the Democrats ahead of the elections. They're surely treating this election as the most important election in American history, tirelessly campaigning and rallying behind Joe Biden in ensuring that the Democrats remain at the helm of American politics. Bureau Report, WION The World is One.
Where is Alexei Navalny? The jailed Russian anti-corruption activist and prominent opponent of Vladimir Putin has not been heard from for nearly a week. Alexei Navalny is a prominent figure in Russian politics. He has long been an ardent voice against corruption and a critic of what is described as managed democracy in Russia. Convicted on charges of extremism, among others, believed by many to be politically motivated, Navalny is set to spend 3 decades in prison. He expressed doubt about his release while Putin remains in power. Navalny was promptly arrested after returning to Russia on the 17th of January 2021, initially sentenced to 3.5 years in a penal colony for allegedly violating terms of a suspended sentence. His imprisonment has been marked by struggle and resistance. In March 2022, amid Russia's invasion of Ukraine, Navalny received an additional 9-year sentence in a strict regime penal colony. In August 2023, he was given 19 more years in prison. But recently, Navalny has vanished from public view. For over 6 days now, his lawyers have been unable to establish contact, prompting serious concern about his well-being. And the circumstances of his so-called disappearance are puzzling. On the 11th of December, Navalny missed a court appearance via video conference. The officials cited a power outage, but this led his supporters to question the veracity of that explanation. And in another twist in the tale, Navalny is no longer listed as a prisoner at his known location. The efforts to locate Navalny led to IK7, which is another penal colony with notoriously harsh conditions, but he was not found there either. So what does all of this mean? Is there an intentional effort to hide his whereabouts? Where is he and what really happened? And this mystery, by the way, coincides with a significant political moment. Vladimir Putin has announced his candidacy for a 5th presidential term. Reports indicating Navalny's health has worsened in prison, with recent incidents of collapse likely due to malnourishment. Just a week ago, his aide, Kira Yarmish, has spoken out about the dire conditions Navalny faces, from lack of basic amenities and insufficient nutrition. And despite these challenges, Navalny's supporters remain defiant, continuing their resistance against Putin's regime. But the reality remains. What is the future of this movement without its leader? As we delve deeper into the mystery of Alexei Navalny's disappearance, we are left with more questions than answers. His history of surviving political and legal consequences, including a Novichok poisoning attempt, highlighting the dangers he has consistently faced. And now the ambiguity surrounding his whereabouts raises grave concerns about his fate and what this means for the future of political opposition in Russia.